In our Sunrise Smart Start, we're going live to Washington, D.C. as lawmakers address the ongoing baby formula shortage.
We are joined by Washington correspondent Jesse Tenor once again this morning. Jesse, good morning. Let's begin right here. The Defense Production Act. This is going to be invoked to try to help this crisis. How so?
Yeah, you're exactly right. President Biden made that announcement yesterday that he would end up invoking the Defense Production Act, and that essentially means that suppliers have to prioritize giving resources to baby formula plants over their other customers. And Democrats in Congress, particularly the House, when they were arguing for one specific bill last night to address the shortage, they were saying that it would go perfectly with the president doing this. It would give $28 million additional dollars to the FDA to ramp up inspections at these plants and also do other things that they believe would help boost manufacturing. And so that bill has advanced to the Senate, but its fate there seems kind of in the balance at the moment.
All right, Jesse, and can you tell us a little bit more about the Operation Fly formula?
Yeah, this is a new program that the president also announced yesterday, and it is essentially calling on the Defense Department to fly overseas to bring back product. There are several countries that lawmakers in Congress have already identified have plenty of supply that we could take advantage of, and so now it seems like it's just kind of the administration wanting to go in and make sure to cut some of that red tape, so this isn't weeks, months in the making, more like days.
All right, Jesse, a super important topic. Thank you for your time this morning. And of course, here at News 8, we'll keep you updated on the shortage at rochesterfirst.com.
Keeping you updated on the forecast as well. James Gilbert, some sprinkles on this Thursday morning, but it's going to get better as the day goes on, right?
Slow improvement as we get into the afternoon. Expect temperatures to get into the 60s. And we've got 80s in the forecast and a couple of thunderstorms as well. Let's talk about the severe weather threat, because I think we have it both Saturday and Sunday. Now, Saturday is going to be isolated. I think it's the better of the 2 days with just a pop-up shower or a thunderstorm. Some of those storms, as they are isolated, can build up enough to bring a gust of wind, those straight-line winds. You've heard of that before. We could deal with that a little bit on Saturday. And then Sunday is a cold front that's slow moving. Then we could be talking about maybe a minor flood concern if we get some heavy rain. And then certainly we'll be having a lot of lightning, seeing some flashes and hearing some thunder as we get into Saturday and Sunday. We'll have a bus stop forecast at the last check of the 8-day coming up. Mark?
James, thank you. Checking the roads again with our sunrise traffic. And so far, a really good story here on this Thursday morning. Volume beginning to increase downtown over the Douglas Anthony Bridge, but no accidents to pass along at this hour on 390, 490, or 590. Doctors nationwide are talking about a dye shortage.
That's the type of dye used in CT scans for enhanced imaging. Erica Cost spoke to some doctors to see if it's a problem here locally. Erica joining us now live downtown. Erica, good morning.
Good morning, Allie. Well, it is a problem locally. I spoke to a radiologist with URMC who says they are noticing the shortage in their hospital system. She says doctors use this contrast dye in about 90% of their scans. Jennifer Harvey is her name. She says because there's alternative methods to using the dye, she's not too worried about the shortage right now. She says it's making her realize, however, how often things like this are taken for granted. I'm told they're working around the shortage by conserving the dye for those extreme priority cases and using alternative methods. Most outpatients, I'm told, can have similar scans without the contrast. The takeaway here, this is not something you should panic over, and it will likely pass.
A lot of stress and anxiety. I think I've been in 14 at least emergency meetings over the last day and a half. But the great thing is that everybody's really pulling together. If the non-contrast study is recommended, I would go ahead and get that done. And your provider may then add, okay, we also need to do an ultrasound or something in addition, but at least that will get us the biggest part of the information for you.
You just heard about the baby formula shortage earlier in the show. The reason for these shortages, all the same pandemic, supply chain issues. And I'm told one of the main manufacturers for this dye actually shut down. It should be resuming operation in the coming days. For now in Rochester, Erica Cost, News 8.
And normal production of the dye is not expected to resume until late June. Now to the latest in Buffalo this morning. An entire region still in mourning and shock. Community and faith leaders calling for an end to hatred in the aftermath of the mass shooting in Buffalo.
You are looking at a local vigil held last night at the Enon Missionary Baptist Church here in Rochester. The county executive, the mayor, and leaders from the Christian, Jewish, and Muslim communities were all there.
We as a community need to stand up. We need to rise up and demand change.
We pray, oh God, that you would help us to go forward with a spirit of hope and possibilities.
Monroe County is sending mental health professionals and other aid down the thruway to Buffalo.
Well, happening today, the top suspected shooter will return to court for a felony hearing at 9:30 this morning after pleading not guilty. He is charged with first-degree murder in connection to the mass shooting in Buffalo. The 18-year-old is currently being held without bail. We'll keep you updated on air and on our website about that hearing at rochesterfirst.com. Also today, it is the birthday of Malcolm X. He was an African-American minister and human rights activist, a popular figure during the civil rights movement. He died at age 39 after being shot. And today, Rochester Mayor Malik Evans and other community leaders will join the families of Constance Mitchell and Minister Franklin Florence to celebrate the painting of a new mural at East High School that honors local and international civil rights icons.
In other news this morning, Rochester police are investigating after a 40-year-old man was hit by a car and left with serious injuries. Investigators say it happened at the intersection of West Ridge Road and Palm Street just before 12:30 this morning. The man was taken to the hospital. Police say this was not a hit and run, and no tickets have been issued. They add drugs and alcohol have been ruled out in this crash as well.
Well, in Greece now, Abdul Bounds says he wants everyone to see the video that captured his 7-year-old son being choked by a Greece school bus monitor on Monday. Greece police say after conducting interviews and watching that video on Wednesday morning, they arrested 70-year-old Alonso Peritor. He is charged with criminal obstruction of breathing and endangering the welfare of a child. Abdul expressed outrage and disappointment, but says he's going to allow justice to play out.
Time now for the GRE Morning Business Report. The pandemic vastly changing the way Americans spend money, and now, as they return to pre-pandemic behavior, they're tripping up retailers once again. Target reported Wednesday that its profit tumbled. Shares of Target Corp closing down 25%, the biggest one-day sell-off since the Black Monday market crash of 1987.
And the rush to ditch Russian energy is on. Wednesday, the European Union's executive arm proposing a nearly $315 billion package that includes more efficient use of fuels and faster rollout of renewable power. The plan is to help the 27 EU countries deprive Russia, the EU's main supplier of oil, natural gas, and coal, of tens of billions in revenue, and to also help the climate.
All right, let's get a look at what some folks will be talking about at the water cooler this morning. Ukraine's president making an unexpected appearance at the Cannes Film Festival in France, where many celebrities are spending the week. Of course, it was a star-studded opening night. As usual, celebrities hitting the red carpet in their gowns and tuxedos. The actor turned wartime leader used the limelight to rally a new generation of filmmakers, asking, quote, "Will the cinema keep quiet or will it speak up?" Volodymyr Zelensky receiving a standing ovation from the A-listers who were in attendance in Cannes. James, we've got a little extra time here this morning, so I hope you're prepared to kind of fill us in on everything we need to know about the forecast.
Yes, certainly. A little bonus time, I like to call it. We've got mostly cloudy skies, kind of a typical look for Rochester in the Finger Lakes. There you go. Mostly cloudy skies, a few light passing rain showers. We're starting off in the 50s. That's pretty average for this time of year. Wind calm, so certainly no gusts, no wind chill or anything like that. Bus stop forecast, yeah, probably hoodie weather today. I don't think you really need the umbrella because a shower or two will barely be noticeable this morning. And then we get some clearing as we get into the afternoon 60s ahead of a major warm-up on the way. Next 24 hours, overnight lows just bounce around into the upper 50s, then 60s, 70s, and 80s as we get into the next couple of days. All right, so what's going on this weekend? It is certainly Lilac Festival weekend, maybe even some parades, early Memorial Day parades this weekend. We've got heat. Friday, upper 80s, isolated storm. Same with Saturday, isolated storms there. The humidity noticeable. The overnight low, Friday and into Saturday, 65. That could be too cold. We could be around 70 to start off Saturday. So it's a muggy weekend overall. Then we're keeping an eye to the sky on Sunday. Maybe some storms in there as well. How's this forecast look for you two?
Well, lots going on.
Yeah,
let's just say
I was gonna say, 2 words, be prepared.
Yeah, right.
That's what it looks like to me.
Yes, busy certainly. It's going to have that summer look, that summer feel, I think both Saturday and Sunday.
You need the sunscreen and the rain jacket, it sounds like. All right, James. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update is coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is up next. Have a great Thursday.